Hello everyone, I Jhalak Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. Welcomes you to the session of Power Electronics. Today I am going to discuss about Unit 2, that is Control Rectifiers, with topic 3-phase half-wave control rectifier. So let's start the session. First of all, as we discussed in the last lecture, that there can be two type of connection. It can be either delta connection or star connection. So here in the figure you can see that this is a simple rectifier without controlling operation. That's why over here the diode 1, diode 2 and diode 3 are connected and load is connected across it. So for this type of connection, either star or delta connection, if diodes are connected, then it does not provide any controlling. But if we put over here the SCR, means silicon control rectifier, then with the gate terminal it can provide us the controlling operation. So here it is an uncontrolled rectifier because of diode connection, and here for this load voltage is equal to phase voltage if it is connected inter delta connection. This statement is due to the three-phase connection. Load voltage equal to phase voltage in case of delta connection, and in case of star connection, phase voltage is equal to line voltage divided by √3. We can also see the equation for the current form, like for current, here the IP means phase current is equal to the load current upon √3 for delta connection, and for star connection it is equal to phase current is equal to load current. Okay, so now we will see about the control rectifier. This is the uncontrolled rectifier waveform. Here you can see that the waveforms has the zero crossover points, that is A, C and E. Means at point A, at point C and at point E it crosses the zero and once again start the waveform. So these A, C and E points are called as a crossover point, zero crossover point, and at a particular point A only diode 1 will operated and diode 2 and diode 3 means D2 and D3 remains off at point A. Same way at point C, D1 and D3 will be off and only D2 will conduct, and at point E, D1 and D2 will remain off and D3 will operate. So at particular point or at a particular zero crossover point, only one diode will operate and other two diodes remain off. So because of this connection, this particular diode will remain off because of the line commutation, and because of that you can see that this is a phase crossover point A, C and D, and at a time only one diode will operate. The same case will be seen if we connected the SCR instead of the diode. So let's see that. Now to make it control, how to make it control? So instead of the diodes we connect over here the SCR. Here you can see that SCR1, SCR2 and SCR3 are connected with R phase, Y phase and D phase with load. So for this SCR connection, here how to measure the firing angle, because as we discussed in the earlier sessions that the firing angle provides the control, and because of the firing angle the original waveform will start from some phase delayed by some phase angle. So here if firing angle is equal to 0, means if alpha is equal to 0, then SCR1, SCR2 and SCR3 will work as a diode 1, 2 and 3. Means if there is no firing angle, then SCR will work as a diode, means there is no such phase present in that and no such controlling action will be taken. But if we provide some firing angle, maybe either 30 degree, 60 degree or something else, then it will provide us the controlling operation. So these are called as a phase crossover point if we provide the A, C and E point. Now for this HWCR, with RL load, consider that the firing angle alpha is equal to 60 degree. So SCR1 will provide the voltage across R terminal and N terminal, means VRN. This is the phase voltage VRN across SCR1. When SCR2 will operate, now in the same way this HWCR provide the controlling operation if we connect the SCR instead of the diode. So in the same way, at a time only one SCR will be operated and the other two remains off. So at a time if SCR1 will be operated, means pi by 3 plus alpha. Pi by 3 means 180 by 3 means 60 degree firing angle. So 60 plus alpha. So at 60 plus alpha firing angle, VRN means voltage across Rn is measured, and at a time SCR1 will be operated, or we can say that it will be conducted. Then after that interval SCR2 will be operated and voltage is across V by N. Same way at the third SCR3 will be operated and voltage is across B and N. So this is how the corresponding SCR will be operated and voltage will be measured. So let's see the operation of circuit in a mode 1. Now this complete operation is divided into 3 modes depending upon the on operation of SCR. Means if SCR1 is on, then it will operate in mode 1. If SCR2 will be on, then it will operate in mode 2. Same way if SCR3 will on, then it will operate in a mode 3. So in mode 1 we can see that here SCR1 will be conducted, and because of the conduction of SCR1, here you can see that voltage is across Rn, and that's why here we put VRN and load. So it gives us voltage between Rn and this is our maximum voltage I0. So here you can see that SCR1 will be conducted. It is called as a mode 1. And here due to energy stored, SCR will continue to conduct in negative cycle also. This point is also be considered in SCR2 as well as at SCR3, but firing angle will be different, means the interval of firing angle will be different in mode 2 and mode 3. Now let's see that what will happen in mode 2. So this is mode 2. Mode 2 means SCR2 will operate and other two SCR will remain off, means SCR1 and SCR3 will be off, and voltage is across Y and N terminal. So V by N, again maximum current will pass through it. So SCR2 will operate. This mode is called as a equivalent circuit for mode 2. Similarly, if we take the case of mode 3, means if SCR3 will be operated, then at that time voltage is between B and N. So here voltage across B and N is there. This is the equivalent circuit for mode 3. Now let's see the waveforms. Here please note this first diagram. Here you can see that because the firing angle is pi by 3 plus alpha, or we can say that we can take pi by 6 plus alpha also, means 30 plus alpha is also taken, and alpha is equal to 60 degree or pi by 3. So from that point this S1 will start conducting. After that interval SCR2 will be on, so S2 will be on in that case, and in the third case at this point SCR3 will be operated. Here you can see that energy is also stored in a negative half cycle for each time. Please note this negative half cycle because energy is stored from load to source also. So you can see that from pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 plus alpha, the SCR1 will operate from 5 pi by 6 plus alpha to 9 pi by 6 plus alpha, SCR2 will be operated, and same way up to 13 pi by 6 plus alpha, SCR3 will be operated. So this is the waveform of the original SCR1, SCR2 and SCR3 for voltage waveform. We can also form the current waveform for the same. This is the current waveform. So you can see that for SCR1 it will be gives the maximum current in the interval pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 plus alpha. In a mode 2, SCR2 will be operated, but other two SCR will remain off. So that's why over here only this current is there, is 5 pi by 6 plus alpha plus 9 pi by 6 plus alpha. Same way in the third case, the current will remain present only in this interval. So this cross points, this circle denotes the energy returned from load to source, while this portion shows the energy from source to load. So this is a waveform for control rectifier, half wave control rectifier. Now let's see the analysis formulas for this. So average load voltage, it is given by 3 Vm. This is the maximum voltage. You can denote it by V0 or Vm, no problem. So 3 Vm cos theta. Here theta is taken as a firing angle, so you can denote it as a alpha or theta. So 3 Vm cos alpha upon 2 pi by 2 pi. You can also write this equation like 1 upon 2 pi by 3 Vm cos alpha, because 1 upon 2 pi by 3, this numerator value can be in a denominator. So 1 upon 2 pi by 3 Vm cos alpha, or you can simply use this equation. Next is RMS load voltage. RMS load voltage is taken as V0 into 1 by 6 upon 1 upon root 3 8 pi into cos 2 alpha raised to 1 by 2. You can find out this RMS value by using the same equations formulas that we used in a single phase equation. Like RMS value can be find out using the VLDC, that is Vm square sin square omega t raised to 1 by 2. So if you have any doubt in this proof, then tell me, I can cover this in the next lecture, VRMS. Next is average SCR current. Average SCR current is I0 upon 3 for 3 phase. The RMS SCR current, it is I0 upon root 3. Now let's see the HWCR with purely resistive load. So load current will be in phase with load voltage. Because of the purely resistive circuit, the load voltage and current will be in a phase. And because of that, the load voltage waveform is same as the load current waveform, because there is no phase difference or phase leading or lagging is present, and because of that both waveforms are of same shape. It can operate in a two modes of operation. First one is continuous conduction mode and second one is a discontinuous conduction mode. Now when it operates on a continuous conduction mode and discontinuous conduction mode, it depends on the firing angle. Means if the firing angle is less than or equal to 30 degree, then it will operate on a continuous conduction mode, and if the firing angle is greater than 30 degree, then it operates on a discontinuous mode. Now let's see what will happen. First we take the case of continuous conduction mode. So in the continuous conduction mode, you can see that the load voltage waveform and here the load current waveform. In both the cases, you can see that load voltage or load current cannot go to the 0 point. It will start conducting again. After this S1 operation will stop, then S2 will start conducting. Same way, after that continuously S3 will start conducting, and after S3 again S1 will start conducting. Means no load voltage will never go to 0 in this continuous conduction mode. But for this operation, the alpha or firing angle should be less than 30 degree. So less than or equal to 30 degree, here load voltage does not goes to 0. That's why load current again does not goes to 0. So here you can see that the current across SCR1 will be pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 plus alpha in SCR1. In SCR2 it will be from 5 pi by 6 to 9 pi by 6. In SCR3 it will be 9 pi by 6 to 13 pi by 6 plus alpha. So this will be the waveforms for in case of continuous conduction mode. Now let's see the waveforms for discontinuous conduction mode. Here you can see that the voltage will goes to 0 again. Then SCR2 will start conducting. After SCR2 stops, it goes to 0, and then SCR3 will start conducting. So in the discontinuous mode, the difference is the SCR operation or the cycle will goes to 0. That's why load voltage will goes to 0 at some point, and after some time interval the other SCR will start conducting. So in this case we can say that the firing angle is greater than 30 degree. Load voltage pass through 0. If load voltage pass through 0, because of the purely resistive circuit, there is no lagging and leading between voltage and current. So we can say that load current also pass through 0, and because of that conducting SCR will turn off accordingly. Means after SCR1 conducting stop, then it will remains off for some time. Then after that SCR2 will start conducting, then again some 0 interval, and then SCR3 will start conducting. So this is the discontinuous conduction mode operation. Here in the current you can see that the pi by 6 plus alpha to 5 pi by 6 plus alpha, SCR1 current is there, then SCR2 from 5 pi by 6 plus alpha onwards, and up to 13 pi by 6 plus alpha, SCR3 will remain operating. So these are the different mode of HWCR. Now in the next session we will see some examples based on the analysis of 3-phase HWCR. Up to then, if you have any query or doubt, you can ask me on my WhatsApp number. Thank you for watching.